Do you think climbing the NASCAR ladder is impossible without bags of cash? But there are some drivers who came from a poor financial background. They are the scrappy underdogs battling against all odds to stay alive in NASCAR's cutthroat arena. First up is current NASCAR superstar Kyle Larson, but long before he was dubbed Young Money for his big contract and bubbly personality, Larson grew up in working-class settings without racing royalty prestige. Kyle Larson overcame every odd and financial difficulty. His parents could barely even afford to get Kyle started in go-karts. They drained the bank accounts to fund his earliest seasons, but had no connections or backing to progress up the ranks. Even worse, open-wheeled sprint cars were Larson's first love, not stock cars. And that pathway to NASCAR is even harder to crack without money or awareness. But Kyle kept winning races well beyond his family's budget. And soon, top players like Chip Ganassi took notice of this dirt-slinging phenom wheeling circles around kids from richer upbringings. The rest is history. Larson's uncanny car control and refusal to be out-hustled made him impossible to ignore. And his parents' modest investment in used go-karts blossomed into a Cup Series superstar. Garrett Smithley, who started with nothing but a used Bandolero car that his family scraped to afford. He scratched for every last sponsorship penny to claw his way into the Cup Series on sheer determination. Natalie, the talented young gun beating the boys on track since age 9, but facing endless barriers trying to secure a full-season budget. From part-time rides to skepticism that women can compete, she battles the business end as much as the on-track challenges. Another driver who rose up from working-class origins is Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards goes from substitute teacher to NASCAR stardom. You probably know Edwards today more for his back-flipping celebrations than his early jobs. Long before sponsorship fire suits and television fame, Edwards took work anywhere he could find it, including substitute teaching high schoolers to pay the bills. Clearly, he wasn't born with a silver spoon or family fortune to finance his racing. But Edwards attacked each night's dirt track event with the dedication of a man possessed. And soon, his on-track consistency caught the eye of Andy Randolph from Roush Racing. Edwards went from teaching to chasing NASCAR glory in Roush's cars. Like Larson, Edwards outworked and outraced competition that enjoyed richer upbringings to achieve his dreams. And he carried that workman personality all the way to the edge of a Cup Series title in 2011. Brothers Austin and Ty Dillon behind the wheel for legacy team Richard Childress Racing, and it's easy to assume they grew up privileged as part of that famous racing family. The reality is that grandfather Richard Childress built his empire from the ground up as a solo entrepreneur, and he wanted Austin and Ty to share that same scrappy spirit by earning their own way onto track rosters. So the Dillon boys clawed through local short tracks and lesser NASCAR divisions, battling checkbook-wielding competition. While their last name helped them land some introductions, Austin and Ty leaned on talent alone to stick in top rides. They more than backed it up with championship pedigree. The Dillon brothers faced extra pressure to perform knowing many rivals bought their way in. They overcame incredible odds on skill and determination alone. Their incredible stories show that with enough heart and hustle, any racer can grab glory on Sundays. Their success proves exactly why veterans like Childress value dirty-handed racers over silver spoon pretenders, and both generations deserve major credit for that old-school, America's team-type rise to compete against NASCAR aristocracy. We could spotlight even more working-class warriors who beat long odds without family financing, like Denny Hamlin, who came from public school upbringing to mortgage the family home chasing his dream. Brad Keselowski, working hands-on jobs for the small family race team just to keep broken-down cars running lap after lap. While NASCAR faces valid criticism for becoming too expensive, there's still racers from all walks of life willing to sacrifice everything for a sliver of hope. Kids from trailer parks and rented apartments who outwork pampered rivals until top teams simply can't deny that raw talent. These are the tales of humble heroes who soared from long-shot odds into the NASCAR stratosphere Their working-class work ethic proved strong enough to overcome any bank account. While deep-pocketed owners and drivers dominate headlines, these underfunded warriors fight through sleepless nights figuring out how to fuel their next event. So who will be the next surprise story? The young gun tuning up jalopies dreaming of a long-shot behind the wheel? Let me know what underdog you're rooting for in the comments. And don't forget to smash those like and subscribe buttons and press that bell icon. I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.